agencies, and especially yourselves, you are understanding of that matter. You know exactly what the pressures are that come from, and I understand the pressures that come from your side as well. And I mean, if there's anyone here that would like to put their feedback or ask Craig any questions, I'm sure he wouldn't mind jumping in and answering them.
What was the question?
If you have any questions for Craig, just about obviously the relationship or the relationship normally between the cast coordinator and the agents, and what you personally as a cast coordinator think is most essential when working with your agents.
I think it is very important, as you said, to have a good relationship with your agent. But we were actually just discussing now with Steph as a production person.
Yeah.
I think it would help to get kind of production more involved, as Craig was saying, on last minute confirmations.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of like the link between you and the director as well. So maybe production could help a bit more, get more involved with that, so that we can get our information maybe a little bit faster. It isn't always possible. But just to help getting that information as soon as possible so we can do our jobs to take some pressure off the agents. I think that relationship with the agents is most important, because you do have to work with them all the time and you're helping each other, and
That's true.
From my side, I've obviously doing a production as an extras agency, I fully understand that my extras aren't the most important and only thing going on. I understand there's casts that need to be fitted. I understand there's locations and all these kind of things. So as an agency, as Funky Lemon, I understand that when you send me the brief, I've got to make sure that my extras are ready. And once you invite me on a job by sending me a brief, I'm in it with you on the job, So that pretty much means I'll go out of my way to make sure that you get the talent that you need, be it only extras or whatever, because you've invited me on the production, So this is the attitude that I take, and I try and stick to that as best as I can.
And it does show, because Funky Lemon definitely are one of those agencies that are always there, and that it will come through, and a lot of them don't have that security when you're dealing with agents. So that does come through, Craig. Thank you. It's amazing.
Cool.
I can add something. It's really interesting. I've helped Trent on a couple of jobs already, and I already know how quickly you pick up what agencies you can really rely on. Okay, obviously, I understand Funky Lemon, but there's other agencies that I really enjoy working with because they're quick and do what you need to do. So it's amazing, and those are the agencies that you would always stick with going forward with any other
Exactly.
job.
Definitely.
Sorry. It's tough if you don't get what you want from the agency, especially if you want to start wrapping up because your shoot day 1 is tomorrow and you're just struggling with the information from them. It's a little bit stressful then from a coordination.
Terrifying. Yeah, exactly. Because everyone's under a lot of pressure, and there might be more important things going on in the chain of production, but extras are still important. They still have to show up. They have to be there on time. Idea
of exactly what process. I mean, I'm sure you know, and I'm sure Lizelda has told you the process that we as cast coordinators go through from the very start of getting the rates, the briefing from our side, and actually having to generate some of the briefs when it comes to our featured extras and extras. And I guess from your side, how you take that and how you actually go forward, present and give us suggestions that then obviously we get back to you with the selects.
Yeah. What I'd do, I'd get the brief. Obviously, I'd see the dates and make sure there's rates. Otherwise, I'd either phone or reply immediately if something's missing. Then let's say there's talent that's needed right across the board. So from 6 years old to 75 years old. But there's 8 different, this may not have been Justine. I think her briefs are a lot easier to deal with. But there were 8 sort of different categories, So then you've got to break it down. And then you've got to give different packages, which is quite time consuming because, if you need a policeman and then you need a fireman, and you need a guy walking on the beach, but he's got a bit of a rough look. I'm just making an example. He could fit in all three categories. He could be a fireman, policeman, and a guy walking a dog and that looks rough. I don't know where I got from that now, but and it's unfortunately, but you're going to see his face. You're going to see his face in all three packages. You know. Yeah. Obviously, it's not ideal because he might be selected twice or whatever the case is, depending on how many faces you get. But there are going to be an occasion where that happens, you know. And then, but we first send the availability checkout. I wait an hour for everybody to respond. So I go on to cabs. I type in ages from 6 to 70, click yes, and all those people come up if it's races right across the board and genders. And then I'll send an SMS out to those guys. So it takes 2 minutes to populate that group that you need to send it to. We use our SMS system and we send it out. We put a WhatsApp number in there as well so people can reply via SMS and WhatsApp. It's a very short thing. It's yes plus KFC or whatever the case is. People reply. And then in an hour, there's a cutoff. So let's say I've got 300 people that replied yes. And unfortunately, if people don't kind of fit the brief from that, being maybe they're a little bit too large or a little bit too short or whatever the case is, I don't include them because that wasn't part of the exact brief. So in an hour, I try my best, obviously, to send a package. But if we need to break it down, it's going to take longer than that, you know. Yeah. So I try and phone and find out before the time how much time I've got. I try and do that as often as possible because number one, I don't want to miss out on giving my guys opportunities, but also I don't want to put you guys under pressure being coordinators waiting on packages. So I'll then obviously send you the packages. Hopefully those guys will all be available, and then I'll leave it up to you guys, you know. So that's pretty much how it happens, and it goes crazy. My phone starts bouncing up and down with all the WhatsApps. I mean, I get 400-500 WhatsApps in an hour daily, most times. And then obviously our SMS system. So, and then we send through the package to you, and then we just wait on you guys to make selects. And I try and stay in contact in between, but sometimes when it's busy, I kind of rely on you guys to be the first point of communication after I've sent the package.
Yes, no, for sure.
That's kind of how it happens when a brief takes place.
Great, well, thanks for that, Craig. That's awesome to see that the process from your side and how it actually all comes together.